A national uprising over sexual harassment has reached Congress.
I think we're having a watershed moment in this country. I think this is a defining moment in this country, and I think it needs to be a defining moment in this country. I think we're all horrified at the stories we've been seeing unfold in the last few weeks.
You quite early called for Roy Moore, the Alabama Senate candidate, to withdraw from the race after a number of accusations were made against him.
It's because I believe those allegations are credible.
What is the difference between his case and the case of President Trump, who was also accused by a number of women and also denied it?
I think the Roy Moore, I don't know if I'm focused on Congress. Roy Moore is trying to come to Congress. My job here as Speaker of the House is to help make sure that Congress is an institution that we're proud of, and that's what I'm focused on. He's running for Congress, and I think the allegations against him were very, very credible.
Is there a difference between those two cases?
I don't know the answer to that. I haven't spent my time reviewing the difference in these two cases.
Well, let's talk about a couple of issues where it can be said the president is not following the intent of Congress. Congress passed sanctions on Russia for interfering in the election in 2016. It appears the administration has moved, but they're moving behind schedule, behind the legal timeline. Do you believe that's going to happen?
I do, and I can't speak to the specifics of the timeline. I haven't been briefed on that.
Are you confident that this president will be vigilant about Russian interference in the next U.S. election?
Yeah, because we're going to make sure that happens. I think it's really, this is why we have investigations here, among other reasons, is to get to the bottom of not just what did Russia do, but how did they do it, and how do we prevent it from happening again, and then how do we share it with our allies.
Although the chief executive has referred to everything you just described as a hoax.
Well, I can't speak to that, only to speak that I believe our intelligence. I think he's also said he believes his intelligence community. So I'm not going to go for the tit for tat based on,
but it gets to the question of whether you have confidence and why you would have confidence.
I'll tell you what I believe.
What's necessary.
I believe Russia did meddle with our elections. I believe we need to do more to make sure that they don't do it again. I believe consequences need to occur for that. Otherwise, they're going to keep doing this.
Are you going to have a government shutdown on December 8th?
I don't think so. We'll see what the Senate Democrats do. I wish that our Democratic colleagues would choose to participate in the negotiations that we've been having. We were negotiating. They chose to pull out of the negotiations at the beginning of this week.
You're referring to a meeting with the president.
That's right.
They pulled out after the president said there's no point in meeting, essentially. He said there was no room for a deal, I believe.
I think that he was probably posturing, and I think the Democrats chose to just not participate, and we haven't spoken to them since. And I think that's walking away from the table. Look, I didn't agree with a lot of stuff Barack Obama said, but whenever he asked me to come down to the White House to talk about a bill, to negotiate something, I always went. So I think it just speaks to how our system works.